James Luxon, delighted to be joined on Zoom today with Chris Van Heerden. Chris, how are you?
I'm good, brother. How are you doing?
Oh, very well, thank you. Very well. Again, thank you for joining us today. I wanted to get you on the show because you were the last opponent for Conor Benn. And as we know, back in October, he tested positive on his tests, his PED tests. And today, the WBC have come out and essentially cleared him of any wrongdoing.
I
Firstly,
saw,
what,
yeah, I saw that, and it was they're blaming eggs. They're blaming eggs for it, right? And the first thing that came to my mind is, I wonder what eggs. I want some of those eggs because I basically live on eggs. I eat eggs every damn day of my life, and I'm like, I want to have some of those eggs. That's the eggs I want.
what I mean, I'm like to word it as an excuse, but what do you make of that as a reasoning in terms of
No, you know, that's why people do this because no one pays for there's no consequences for getting caught. It's a joke, it's a joke. Yeah, I mean, clomiphene. I've done my reading and I've done my deep diving on the drug clomiphene, which is a more fertile drug, but it's also something you take to balance out a previous cycle of a steroid. So you want to try and balance it out. So you take clomiphene, which not only just boosts your testosterone as a male, but it balances out a previous cycle of a banned substance, which tells me when he fought me, he was on some sort of whatever it was. Now, whether he knew about it or not, I don't know. I sat and thought about it, and I was like, what is the chances of him not knowing that he's taking a banned substance? It's very easy. It's to be honest, it is, because, like I said before, we trust our team. When our team is our strength and conditioning coach, which plays a big part. Our nutritionist plays a massive part in getting ready for fight camp, right? The last thing I want to care about going into a fight camp and getting ready for fight. I mean, it's exhausting. The hours of training, the sparring, your body is tired. The last thing I care about is what my strength and conditioning coach, my teammate, gives me. So I just put it in my mouth. So I thought about it and I said, you know what? It's easy that Conor did not know what he was taking. It's possible, but it's a slight chance.
it's a,
What is that?
it's a good point you make there because the WBC, their wording was they cannot, there's no conclusive evidence that Conor Benn engaged in intentional or knowing ingestion of clomiphene. And as you
Yeah. Now,
mentioned,
but now, if I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. That what he got caught for, you got to take by needle.
right, okay.
Go deep dive into that and correct me if I'm wrong, but you cannot just take it by you knowingly gotta take it whether by needle or a bunch of pills in your hands. You know what? I lost. The damage is done. I've accepted it. Only for all of this to resurface and kind of unsettles me because I don't have the peace whether I lost to a fair guy or I lost to a guy that's been drugged up and had such a huge advantage. Going to my history as of my career, I've never been knocked out. Not Errol Spence, not Kaiser Mabuza. I've fought some big hitters right now. None has ever dropped me to the chin, ever. And here comes Conor Benn, and he does that. I don't have peace. I'm not at peace. But I like Conor Benn. I got a liking to him. We were on talking terms, and I want to believe that he's innocent. I want to believe that he did not know, but we don't know, and I guess we'll never know. But the WBC making this ruling and he's not paying a price. I know he's been inactive for coming up on a year now in April, but that's not enough. Like, no one is paying a price. I mean, why am I a clean athlete? Why am I not taking anything? Because I'm fair to the game and I'm scared. To be honest, I'm scared as hell that I do test positive and it's the end of my career. Now, I've seen, some fighters are just very blessed to have a team behind them and money behind them that protect them. And some other fighters don't, and they'll face a ban. Some fighters will pay a price for that. And boxing has got to clean up its act. To be honest, it's got to clean up its act.
Absolutely. I mean, in terms of the WBC themselves, like I said, they've cleared Conor. The British Boxing Board of Control, they haven't yet. There is still investigation. He cannot fight in Britain currently. But with WBC, we've seen it before. Now, I've spoken to Maurizio Suleiman before. I like Maurizio. He's a nice guy. But in terms of the organisation, it seems to be there's no strictness. It's very lenient. Now, we've seen it with Canelo. We've seen it with Oscar Valdez. Now, with Conor Benn, is it a case of if you're a marketable fighter, you get away with it, you get swept under the carpet? Is that how it is, do you think?
That's how I do. To my honest opinion, I do think that is how it is.
And how does it make you feel as a clean athlete?
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm furious because I'm sitting here and I'm putting in the hard work and I'm being dedicated and I'm being honest to the sport and I'm putting my body on the line and I'm doing the miles and in an honest way, and then to be able to get away with cheating, it's already dangerous enough as it is to get in that ring and fight a guy that's clean. It's already dangerous enough. We've seen the brain injuries. We've seen the people die. We see it. And now for someone to have an advantage, illegal advantage, man, there's got to be a price to pay. And then if you said WBC, right? I remember growing up as a kid and it was all about the green belt. It was all about that green belt, man. Fighters fought for that green belt. They didn't care about the IBF or the red belt. It was if you had the green belt, that was the belt. And I feel like WBC has become a joke. If anything, it's become such a joke where, yeah, there's no price to pay. I just know I don't have peace within me to say that I've lost to a fair fighter. I just don't. I had until all of this stuff came up. Then I was like, now I got to restart dealing with that problem. Yes, I'm 35. I've never been knocked out until I fought Conor Benn and it was a TKO, got dropped. But hey, if Conor is cleared, the British board has not cleared him, so I believe he cannot fight in the UK if I'm correct. So he'll fight in America, or he'll fight anywhere else. I mean, Eddie will take care of him. He's got to live with him. He's got to live with it by himself. He's got to live with it, whether he knowingly knows he cheated or not. At the end of the day, he's got to live with it, and he deep down knows whether he had an advantage against Chris Algieri, against me, against the guys he's been knocking out in a fashionable way over the last couple of years. All of a sudden, it's all upon him. That's it.
Does the fact that it is something that guys take after a cycle of steroids, does that make it even worse and more?
Yes, I mean, come on. What does that tell you? Look at how he knocked out Chris Algieri, right? He stopped me. Even the fight before. Look at him, and then you're reading about clomiphene, and like we just touched it, it's something you take to balance out a previous cycle. Well, the previous fight was me. I'll tell you what, he hit me and I was buzzing. The first clean punch, really good punch, he hit me, I was out. Never happened to me before. So that's enough. That should be enough to argue and reason that is cheated. No.
Absolutely. I mean, let's flip it on the other way, and let's say he is innocent. Let's say he was unknowing. Like you mentioned, you've got to be so careful with your team. You've got to put your full trust in your team.
100%.
I know a guy is a trainer, and he goes to the supermarket and he checks every ingredient on the back of every package he buys. If that's the case for Conor, and let's say he doesn't know who it is in his team, what does he do? Does he strip back and start again? Does he try and find out?
Yeah, well, who's his nutritionist? Then you got to go and look at who's your nutritionist, who's the doctor that that worked with you or whatever. And simple, you gotta change him. You gotta change. You gotta change. You gotta change, because he's got a price to pay as well. Like if Conor's innocent, well, the guilty part is the doctor, the nutritionist. Well, you can't keep him on, because they're not paying the price, right? Then they're not paying the price. Their name should be out there, and people should be avoiding them. Simple as that.
Absolutely. And where does Conor go from here? You mentioned, obviously, you think Eddie will look after him. He'll still fight. He'll go fight in America, Dubai, wherever it may be. He'll still fight, but his name will forever be tarnished now. How do you deal with that and live with that?
100%. See, now that's the thing right now. Now this will forever be tied to Conor Benn's name, forever. So no matter who is fighting, they're gonna go at him and say, "Look, yeah, you better be clean this time. You better be clean this time." Like this is forever. This is not gonna go away. His name will be tied to this moment now. So, yeah, I mean, he's gonna have to be able to deal with all of that. And that's I cannot imagine that, like, to be slammed with that label every time you got something coming up now, and you do one fair and square, they're gonna say, "Hey, yeah, maybe you want drugs again, maybe you want steroids again." So he's gonna have to live with that. It's not gonna go away.
Throughout his career, he's been Nigel Benn's son. He's been trying to get out of that shadow. Now he almost has, but in the wrong way.
Yes. Now he's the cheat. Conor Benn, Nigel Benn's the cheat. That I mean, that's, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's what's going to happen now. So it's going to be, oh, your name is out there. Whenever your name pops up, it's going to come up as a cheat.
And the problem is, even if he is innocent, that is still tarnished. His name will
100%. I agree with you. Now, whenever I've, people that bump into me in the States, in America, and they say, "Yeah, man, when was your last fight?" I say, "Oh, I fought Conor Benn." I promise you, I'm not even making this up. The first thing they go, "Man, the cheat. That guy that cheated." Like, that's already what people are now saying.
Conor's still young as well. He's still potentially got a long career ahead of him.
What is he, 25?
About that, yeah, 25, 26. So
25, 26.
Let's say another 10 years, let's say. Can he, I mean, how much of a mindset and how much mentally is he going to have to deal with getting over this and overcoming this to continue to box?
No, absolutely. I mean, and luckily he's got like powerful people behind him, Heerden, blah, blah, blah. I feel like he's got a very strong mindset. I feel Conor's got a really, really strong mindset. He believes in himself. He's very positive. He'll overcome this. And like you said, 10 years is a long time. Maybe for the next 2-3 years, he's going to have to really dig deep and deal with all the backlash he's going to get. But if he proves to, from here on forward, pass every drug test that's thrown up in every VADA test, if he passes single one every time, it's going to be in a couple of years. People are going to, I feel like if he succeeds in winning world titles and making a big name, soon it will. I feel it will just disappear, but he's I think Conor is mentally strong enough to deal with this. I do, meeting him and fighting him and having his mindset. Now, whether that mindset comes from knowing he's taking illegal drugs, I don't know, but the guy I got to know has got a very strong mindset, and there's no doubt in me that worries about him on the mental aspect. I think he's got it.
Fantastic. Well, Chris, I'll let you go. Thank you very much for your time tonight. And I hope that you find peace once again with the defeat and you can move on.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not going to have peace with the loss to Conor. That's just not going to, I'm not going to have peace. I mean, but I got to move forward, and I made a decision. I'm going to give it one more shot. I mean, because I don't have peace, right? So I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to give it one more shot, one more go, give it one more ride. And take it from there. I'm 35 years old, so 36 this year. So, to be fair enough, I've got 2-3 years left as a fighter. I don't want to be stepping away from the sport injured or badly done. So I want to have peace with losing to Conor. Maybe we'll have to have a run at it again. I don't know. But other than that, I wish Conor nothing but the best and success. I saw a bunch of stuff over the last couple of weeks with him versus Pacquiao. Getting Pacquiao out of retirement. what's it? Pacquiao's 42 now, 42, 43 now. Yeah. But Pacquiao's still a dangerous man, I believe. So we'll see where that goes.
That's it. We'll move forward and we'll move on. Well, Chris, again,
Yes.
thank you for your time.
Thank you, my friend.